Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. It's Career Mode, episode 110. First off, really awkward thing going on right now compared to, well, normal. At least awkward for me. Hopefully not awkward for you. You may have already picked up on the fact that there is no other audio besides hearing my voice. It's because there was no audio, period. This episode and the next episode, and actually my weekly review too. I just refilmed that, but between the three, they were all done back to back, and there had been a bit of a glitch in between recording the last episode and this episode to where I had to force quit some things. Anyway, upon reloading, for whatever reason, I got video and was able to recover that, but I got no audio out of any of it, so I post-edit of the video footage, I'm re-recording a voiceover of some commentary to it. So anyway, here we are, Paris-Nice. It's stage 6 already. The objective is split between this and Treno Adriatico. Both of them are stage win objectives. And because our team is split between the two, we're not quite as strong as we normally are, making it that much harder. And then, of course, it's both major World Tour races, also making it that much harder to go out and get the victory. The team that I've brought to this one, as we're here on stage 6 and approaching the end, is a sprint team, but not exactly my strongest sprint team that I've ever had. We're doing well so far, but through the first 5 stages, things have not been too favorable. We've had a few occasions already where we've been able to go for it on the sprint and not able to get anything. So here we are set up. Jorgensen's on a +4 today. Monotoglu's on a +3, so at least we got a Monotoglu on a +3. That's really good. Moreno's a +2, but as has been the case throughout this race, the race day condition has not been that favorable. Montoglu's good, but all of the support riders, they're all on negatives. Reykjavik, German, both negatives. Eric Butt, top lead out guy, is a 0. So, yes, I've got a Monotoglu, but that's it. That's it. So, that has been a real problem. There's one last little uphill section. We're on it right now. We're sitting on pause here at 3.1 on the degrees. It's going to get just a little bit steeper, but then we'll crest that, and then it's a gentle downhill slope all the way to the finish. Jorgensen, 72 flat normally, 77 right now, 75 resistance right now. So Jorgensen is actually going to be a pretty strong contender for us, but we're setting up a Monotoglu in the sprint, Reykjavik to lead him out, Jorgensen, and then German with his negative race day condition and low resistance to begin with. I'm scooting him way up the order instead of being the lead out guy. So Reykjavik is going to do the lead out today, and Jorgensen ahead of that. Give it a shot. Not much to lose because we've already lost like 3 times trying to go the traditional route. So I've got Telford out front. We're rolling at a 96 right now as we go under 10K. There is still a breakaway. There's the 4 riders, though. They're not that far ahead. Telford's riding pretty hard as we go up over the top of that. We did a little damage to the riders behind us, but not much. And so we're still in pretty good shape as we set ourselves up on the descent now. 8.5K to go with that gentle descent the rest of the way. So Moreno now pushing 98, now pushing 99. So we're going to try to do that damage, set ourselves up for the potential sprint. German already ready to go. We're using those gels up. 5.5K onto German, even though Moreno still could have done slightly more. And that's still, that breakaway still in front of us. But we're close enough now where we've got those guys beat. 4K to go. There we go. Now we're bursting past German, his full speed at 72 flat. Eric Butt, he's going to have a 72 flat, but he's at least got 70 on the resistance. And we're going to skip Eric Butt. We're already down to 2.7. So Jorgensen, 77 flat. He's sprinting. Now Reykjavik at 1.7. Only one team up beside us at the moment. To connect, trying to get a rider up there. But we're in good shape with 1.2K here. Jorgensen, I peel him out of the way. Reykjavik has taken over. Monotoglu on his wheel. There's a gentle uphill in the final 500 meters. 400 meters to go. Monotoglu set to sprint. Fourth wheel overall. He's able to pick up half a wheel, but that's it. Theo Daly, Fabio Jakobsen, and Mozzato. Oh, sorry, this is stage 4, not stage 6. Stage 4 of Paris-Nice. Fourth place. It's not a bad finish, considering where we're at sprint-wise and considering the team that's there, but it's not enough. So, again, unable to claim victory. Now we move on to Torino Adriatico, which is going on at the same time. This one, however, is only stage 2. Now, last episode, I left it fairly ticked off. I left it ticked off because we could have won stage 1. Team time trial. We were in position to win. We looked like, especially the team that was closest to us, looked like we would have been a handful of seconds ahead of them, or at worst, a handful of seconds behind. Right at the end of that, Moreau latched on to the back of the rider who faded instead of staying with the group, even though he had tons of energy left, and he was our 5th man across the line. But because he latched on to Denny Ginn, who was done and peeling off, he just peeled off right with him, and we lost a minute and a half and dropped way down the order, also putting us totally out of GC contention. So, stage 2, penultimate climb. It's a Cat 2, but then it's a punchy finish if you can get everyone over. We got a 4-man break, 46 seconds. This is the climbing team for this one, but a climbing team mixed with a little bit of punch. So, Ginn, Johnson, Carlos de Mello, Rodriguez is here, Killen, Moreau, and Gazzoli, the one sprinter. But Gazzoli's got a 65 mountain, 66 hill. He's got a little bit. And with that sprint and acceleration, he's not bad. Gazzoli right now is leading a chase, though. He is working hard at the front. Now, what he's doing is, this is not about the breakaway. They've only got 30 seconds. I'm using Killen and Gazzoli to make life difficult in the peloton. I actually want, I've got a good group of climbers. I want this climb to be hard so that we potentially distance some of the field, or at least tire them out a bit, because the undulation on the descent isn't going to allow for full recovery. So you can see my guys are sitting at 80. They're in that prime position right near the front. And Gazzoli and Killen, I'm using them up right now just for a little bold strategy, a little effort to try to get something out of what we're doing. So as we hit the top of the climb, Killen goes over first. The whole peloton's still together. It's 154 riders. So I didn't successfully drop anyone, but I absolutely made it hard. And you can see as the rest of the peloton comes over the top, we drop one rider? Well, okay. But you can see Carlos de Mello, Gazzoli, Killen, all quite tired. Now you can see a small group starting to peel off the back. So we did do damage. We're just not in that optimum. We didn't limit it to 30, 40, 60 riders. It's still a large group, but it is a fatigued group as we go on this descent. Keep an eye on the energy and see if it was worth it at all, because I did sacrifice a couple of riders to do this. 143 in the peloton. We're descending. We've got Ginn, Johnson, Rodriguez still in good shape. Moreau is looking pretty good, even though he is now in protection mode. But the other three are pretty much out of this thing. So we've got 4 guys for that final climb. But that final climb, it's not all steep. Some of it is fairly gentle. Carlos de Mello, Killen, Gazzoli going to recover slightly to be able to help us out. There is still a bit of a flat section before it all ramps up for the final climb. There's the last little uphill piece. And you can see we kind of go in reverse here, back to the finish. And we do have a fair bit of recovery. My primary 4 guys fully recovered. But then the other 3, they got a bit of energy. So we really didn't do a whole lot. It was worth a shot. some of the Peloton has been dropped. Some of the Peloton will not recover from this. So, I mean, there at least wasn't a total waste. But here's Gazzoli trying to return near the front. 17K to go. We're in that valley now. Last little downhill piece, and we're back to level. We'll ramp up pretty soon. Here comes Gazzoli. He's going to try to take that front position for us, and there we go. Just as he comes through, this seems like the perfect time to get everyone set up for a sprint train finish. 11.6K to go. So I'm putting Rodriguez at the back. We've got Johnson to lead him out, Ginn, and then Moreau. Rodriguez on a +3, Johnson on a +4, Ginn on a +1, Moreau's a +1, Killen's a +3, Carlos Tomello's a +3. This one, not by accident. Unlike our group that is at Paris-Nice, their race day condition was pretty neutral at 0. We see a lot of pluses here. Gazzoli gets that chance to lead these guys out just a little bit as we're already starting to climb. You can see it's a little uphill, and then it levels off, and then it goes a bit uphill again. Steepest just after the halfway point. Carlos Tomello already used up. He didn't last long, but that's okay. On to David Gillen. Gillen at a 94 right now. We've lost track of him behind, but Moreau, there we go, has made up that ground. Didn't hurt him too badly, but it did hurt just as much behind him. Ginn, Johnson, Rodriguez doing that chase. 4 guys trying to go clear. 6K to go. Anyway, unlike the Paris-Nice team, this team, all but 1 rider is on a fitness peak. All but 1. Also, 2 or 3 of them, this is their objective for this third of the year. So they add an extra +1 for that. So these race day conditions are what they're supposed to be. Moreau now taking over. At a 91 right now. We're getting through. That's the harder section. 3.8K. Still Moreau. Now a 92. He's got Ginn, Johnson, Rodriguez. Still somewhat fresh. Moreau out of red bar, so we go 99 now. Push what he's got left in that yellow. 2.6. Last steepest section right now. 99. Denny Ginn. Take it off. Still going 99. Really pushing hard. Johnson keeps up. Rodriguez keeps up. 118 left in the peloton, but as we go to 1.5K to go, we're in a very strong position. We've got the front 4 riders, but here comes McNulty flying through. Rodriguez on the sprint. He's going to hold off Chumias, the sprinter puncher, and Brandon McNulty to claim the stage. We did it. Just 2 stages, and we have ourselves victory at Tirreno Adriatico. That was the objective. Of course, remember, stage 1, things went from really good to really bad, and we lost a ton of time right at the end. So there's nothing left to go for GC, so I'm done. Focus now on Paris-Nice. So we're back over to Paris-Nice. This now is stage 6. Stage 5 was not a sprint stage, so we bypass that one. We go on to stage 6 of 8 to try again. This is our 4th try. So we had 2 previous. We had 1 at the start of this episode, and now a 4th attempt. Not much climbing to do other than at the beginning. That beginning climb was really hard initially until the breakaway was allowed to get away halfway up that climb. Peloton was starting to shatter, came back together, eased off. And then we get into these later stages, and there's only a little bit of short punchiness to go. Difficult chase, heavy chase, 5 riders who had a good gap. It's down inside a minute, and there's a lot of fatigue in the field. Not one rider is in optimum range. Also, we, again, sit right at about a net neutral, a 0, 18K to go. Amanatoglu on a +1, Jorgensen and Butt on a +1. Nobody else with positive. Germán, again, negative. There's no reason for anybody to have negatives, but that random Germán just keeps getting hit with it. Reykjavik at least has a 0, so we'll have a little bit of a lead out. And here with that 15K to go, we're setting up this sprint train. There is a slight uphill right now, or at least in just a moment. We're right at the bottom point. It's going to start ramping up. It'll ramp down a little bit, and then there's that short little punchy Cat 3. A bit of a downhill to the finish from there. Moreno's at the front. We set him up with his gel, and Telford will get his going pretty quick. 96 from Moreno, then 94. Had to get him from the back of the group to the front of the group, but he's already to the front. Coming up on the breakaway, but you could see big, heavy attack from some of the punchers trying to do something for this stage. 14K now. Moreno, he's done. He's done damage all the way back, though, so not a very good ride from Moreno. A, he didn't even get us to the front. B, he hurt the team trying to do so. Even Amanatoglu was feeling it a little bit. But I kept him on the front a little longer, another 600 meters, kind of checking in on the team, going, what is up? Why aren't the guys here? And why is it that we're suffering the way we are? So I knew we had a little distance. That's why I set things up a little bit earlier, because we had this climb. So now we're onto it. It's only 1.8K, 6%. It's not super steep. But if we're going to have a sprint, right, we can only do so much. So Jorgensen, 99. We're going to put a hurting in on these guys and try to take advantage, knowing that it's so short. So red bar, hurrying up and down. Even Germán running out a red bar here. But Jorgensen uses up all of his energy over the top. And now we're going to go on to Eric Butt, the guy who is punchy. But if he was at the front there, he would have absolutely destroyed us. With the descent, Germán, Rajkovic, Amanatoglu, all recovering a little bit. We're coming up on 5K to go. And Eric Butt still at the front, leading this downhill charge. Use up those gels, 4K to go. 139 left in the peloton. We do have that prime position near the front, but here they come already. The guys are starting to attack. Dukenik, whoever the teams are beside them. I'm not looking at the full screen on this. Looking at a limited screen. Okay, Eric Butt's used up onto Germán. He does not have any red bar, so we will sprint him and his yellow bar. There goes Niels Pollitt with the attack early. 2K out. Niels Pollitt attacks full bore. Is he going to go away and claim the win? With 1K to go, he's got a huge advantage. We go with Rajkovic. Rajkovic, great lead out from Rajkovic. He's going to give Amanatoglu a chance. We're coming from behind. This is going to be really close. And he's done it. He beats out Theo Daly. Amanatoglu with the win here on stage 6. Daly takes second. Jakobsen third. Wow. Wow, ahead of all those sprinters. Wout van Aert would be the favorite in my eyes. He came from nowhere. Why? Because remember, way back on that little punchy climb 12K out, we pushed. We got to the front. Guaranteed, he was not yet in position. Otherwise, Wout van Aert should have won this thing comfortably. Moving on, Tirreno Adriatico, Pavel Rodriguez has picked up some results through the quick sims, and he's moved up the order. He took third, he moved up to 9th. Now after stage 7, he's moved up to 2nd place. Denny Ginn himself has even moved up to 10th. If we hadn't lost that minute and a half, he wins this race. He doesn't. Stage 8 was unimportant. It was a sprint stage. So a top 3 for Rodriguez adds a little bit more bonus. We've got the registered riders bonuses. Sponsor confidence is at 100%. We succeed in both objectives, which was quite big for us. Really helpful, because it was really starting to look like I might fail on both. Also, as I bypassed the end of both of those races, of note, Wykankis has leveled up, and he has done so again in a very pleasing manner, as he's taken multiple levels in a single level up. Now 77 overall, 79 in the hills. What a result for Wykankis to go so quickly. He is now not just a sprinter, 73.81 with the acceleration. Quite good in that matter. But he's added that punchiness too. And a 70 mountain. He's doing a lot of things. In the rankings, 3rd in the World Tour. Not too far off the lead of Ineos and Jumbo-Visma, the big powerhouse teams. And then in the Super Prestige, we're up to 4th place with 1,500 points already in the middle of March. But that is going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.